Well, I made it to Colorado, guys. Living the dream.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
So, I'm like less than 1,000 miles into this adventure, and I think it's my thermostat that went out. I'm not for sure. It's rather the thermostat went out or it has a blown head gasket. Hopefully it has a blown head. What? What the fuck? No, I'm just kidding. But I pulled the thermostat out of it. It's cold as shit. And I put more water in it because here's what was happening. The water in here was boiling over. And it was just spewing out. And it kept doing it I'm going from Wichita to Denver. And I'm like right in the middle. I've just crossed the border. And yeah. Anyways, I pulled it out. And hopefully it stops overheating, and it was this. I mean, I don't know, man. It's all part of the adventure. Alright, I've got good news. It's been running for like 30-45 minutes, and the coolant is, since I pulled it out, it's going to run cold, obviously, and the heater's not going to work with the dam. But it's super low. I mean, it's at like, I don't know, what is that, like 100 and, almost 150? Here's the thing. I bought that thermostat, so it has 4,400, well, less than that, because I just took it out. 4,480 miles in it. So, I mean, really, because when I bought and put this engine in here, I replaced the thermostat in it because I was like, oh man, I don't want to be replacing a thermostat on the side of the highway like that. So it's got less than, it's 5,000 miles on it, and it's already gone bad. I mean, I think it's gone bad, because right now I haven't had any trouble. Look at this. I'm still running. It's actually gotten colder. I'm all the way down to freaking less than 100, well 100, like 110 degrees. That's ridiculous.
6 hours later.
Oh, you really can't see shit, can you? Well, I'm stranded out here in the middle of pretty much nowhere, mountains. My van's broke down. It's got a blown head gasket, to be honest with you. So y'all that don't know anything about engines, it's pretty well screwed. I'm waiting. Waiting on a tow truck driver so I can get to the tiny little town that's close to here. Try not to freeze to death. Well, it's been a little while, guys. I made it to an auto zone, and I ended up not getting a tow truck because the tow truck, they messaged me and they said it was going to take 120 minutes, which is 2 hours. So it was going to take 2 hours, and that was like a maybe they'll be there in 2 hours. And it was absolutely snowing, like a blizzard. There was a semi that was getting towed too, like a full-size semi. There were a couple cars off on the side of the road. Like, it just started getting worse as the minutes went by because the snow, obviously. And I flip over, damn it. So what I ended up doing was I drove it as far as I could up the hill. It cooled off because I'm pretty sure it's a blown head gasket, so it was overheating. So I drove it as far as I could back up the hill after it had cooled off, and then I coasted down the hill. It started overheating, so I killed it, and I geared down as far as I could before I killed it, and I was coasting with no power steering, no brakes, just coasting down a mountain, literally. And I was behind a line of semis that had their, that were geared down too, and they had their flashers on. I had my flashers on, I was going slow as all get out. There's snow everywhere. I could barely see. I need to replace the windshield wipers. And anyways, I made it to this little town that was 13 miles away. I literally coasted down a hill to get all the way here. Well, I started it once I got to the town. It had cooled down because air moving through all the way down that mountain helped cool it off. You know, it's like 19 degrees out here. And I coasted into an auto zone. Tomorrow I'm going to see what I can find out. Hopefully I can figure something out that doesn't involve pulling the heads off, or one of the heads off the engine, and having to have it resurfaced and a new head gasket put on. Because that would suck. That might be what happens, you know. Trying to be positive. Who cares if that's what happens? Life happens. I'm in the beautiful mountains right now. I'm cooking some delicious pork for my, I don't know what it would be called. Crispita? For my crispitas. I like everything overcooked, so I'm going to overcook this half to death. But anyways, today I ordered a thermostat. I bought a thermostat at some little town, put a new thermostat in, so I'm 99.9% sure it's the head gasket. What I think the head gasket is doing is when the piston comes up to push the exhaust gases out, I think it's pushing exhaust gases into the coolant through the, you know, the head gasket, which is causing it to build up air in there. And if there's air in your cooling system, then it can't circulate, so then it's overheating. I mean, it's kind of a far-fetched idea, but honestly, that's what everything points to. Everything else has been replaced. It's that of the radiator cap. Little known fact, radiator caps can actually give you quite a bit of trouble. But I don't think it's the radiator cap. I really don't. Anyways, I got another story for you guys too. I was sitting there waiting on the tow truck, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna get everything ready. I have tow points on the front, and I was gonna put everything. I was gonna put clevises on there, right? Clevises and a strap to, you know, even the weight out. So, you know, I didn't want to hook the strap up and the clevises up first, because for all I know, the guy's going to be like, I don't want a strap. And he's going to be like, just use the clevises. So I just set the clevises and the strap on the bumper. And then I sat in the van for a good 30 to 45 minutes, and, you know, I was like panicking or whatever, and completely forgot about these when the van cooled off, and I decided to take off. So I lost all of this on the highway and had to go get it, and it was freezing. I was like, it's pitch black. I'm swimming around the highway. It was pretty funny, to be honest. I got one of the clevises in the strap. One of the clevises is gone. I gave up. It was too cold to be out there. It would have been easier, but the flashlight, I was blasting the flashlight on everything, and it was like the snow was coming down. So the flashlight was just hitting snow, and you couldn't see the road or see anything around you. I'm surprised I found what I found. When I found what I found, I actually used car headlights. I watched the car headlights, and then I could see the silhouette of it in the road, and I was like, oh, well, there it is. But I guess you could say that today's lesson would be van life can be very shitty. This is my third day of van life. Here I am. And I'm 31 miles away from my final destination of where I wanted to go and stay for months, you know. So hopefully I can figure something out tomorrow. That's my mom. She's like, oh, you sure it's not the thermostat? I'm like, no, Mom. I replaced it this morning. It's brand new. Yeah, well, I will see what tomorrow has in store, or we will see. And hopefully, this gets better. Colorado van life.